Welcome to the Six Figure Sales Clinic Masterclass. I'm excited you're here. Pretty much it's going to be broken up into a few stages. I'm going to be pretty much going over the why, the what, the how, and then I'm going to break down some homework, some action steps that you can take right as soon as this is going down, as soon as you get finished with the masterclass, that you can start implementing these ideas. So right now, you may be feeling like, oh my God, sales, I hate it. You might like feel some anxiety about it. Maybe you feel like, man, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to feel like this guy, this used car salesman over here with the cigar and the, hey, you here to buy a car? Look, I got this nice one right here. And you just kind of feel like, man, I may have gone through some experiences where I got ghosted in the past. You're sending messages to people and they're seeing them. They aren't responding. They were so active at first. Or you just don't really want to feel like a douchebag, like, feeling like you're selling or taking advantage of someone. And ultimately, all of these things combined cause you to feel like, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to make it as a coach. It's like, I have all this knowledge, I have all this care, I have all this desire, but I don't really know if I have what it takes to get people to pay me what I'm worth or to pay me for my services. So today, the things I'm going to be teaching you, the strategy I'm going to be showing you is going to allow you to avoid being salesy and be able to show up as your true, authentic self. So no 80s Grant Cardone, like buy now, you got to get this and pressure, and like step up to the line. You're playing small, get up in here, blah, blah. You'll be able to be yourself. And when you're able to be authentic, you're able to position yourself as a trusted advisor, someone who has their best interest at heart, and you're the person who's been there, done that, who can help them through. And then it's going to lead to where you're actually respected in the marketplace and by your ideal clients, who are going to ultimately become your actual clients, so that you can actually have the impact, not only in the marketplace, but have the impact in your own life, to create the time freedom, to create the financial freedom that you truly desire for yourself and the people that you care about. So, for example, someone who has gone through this journey, Mr. Ron himself here on the call, and I'll even let you chime in here and tell a little bit of your story, but Ron literally, I say 10x his results, but it's probably be a bit more than 10x. When Ron first came to me, when I was showing him these techniques, he was charging, I say $200, but I think he corrected me, and he literally was charging $97 for, he had like 5 master classes or something like that. And it was for like 6 months or a year. And like once we did the math and broke it down, it ended up where Ron was literally charging like $1 an hour or something. Did it come down to $1 a day? It was almost like you see those commercials. It's like you can feed this starving kid in wherever in Africa for just $1 a day. And it broke it down. It's like, and it came from not really having confidence in the value that he actually has, because he's very talented, very caring and authentic, but he just didn't believe in his own value, be able to communicate it in a way that they understood, in a way that he felt comfortable and not felt like an imposter doing it. So using the strategies that I'm about to show you today, he was able to raise his prices. I say, once again, from 200, he says it was only 97. I think he's a bit right. I don't remember when you shifted to 200, but he immediately raised his prices after we went through this, and he raised it to 2,000, and he immediately closed the sale. So 10x is 200, and he was blown away. I still remember the message I got from him, like, oh my God, Tiger, oh my, is this real? Like somebody literally just handed me thousands of dollars, and oh my God, pinch me. And I was like, yeah, and you can charge even more than that. So I'll let you, if you wanted to chime in and tell anything. Hey, Rachel.
Hey.
Yeah, actually, I was charging like $47 for 6 master classes, and And when I did the math, we did the math after talking, and it was like each masterclass was also like a live masterclass. And then we had a group coaching session a few days later, and it was less than $1 per session when you do the math of everything when I was charging, or less than $1 per hour or something like that. I didn't even realize that back then. I just thought, well, who would pay more than $47 for this thing? And that's really an issue of me not thinking that whatever I had was not worth more than that. It's not, it has nothing to do with who would buy it or who wouldn't. But yeah, I didn't see that then. But this process, it works. And
yeah, what would you say is the best?
That's the best way.
What would you say is the best takeaway or the best impact that it had on the way that you sell and the way that you show up as far as sales call? This different strategy compared to what you were trying before.
Well, before I was just kind of trying to do whatever seemed like it would work instead of. But in that process, I wasn't being myself, and most importantly, really, I started learning how to be myself, but at the same time, to be the person that I truly have been wanting to show up as in the first place. And part of that is raising my prices to where I wanted them to be, and not having that be weird, having that be like, having that actually make sense in my mind, not in their mind, or trying to convince, or because there's no, it's just, so I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. So I have a question for the rest of you. What are you actually hoping to gain today? So you're here on the six-figure sales clinic masterclass. What is it that you hope to gain? Do you kind of feel like some of these people or some of these situations where maybe you're feeling like sales is weird, it's icky, you're tired of getting ghosted, or you just don't want to feel like a douchebag, like talking to people and asking them for money? And or is it that you're trying to look for some of these things to be a little more authentic on your calls, to be able to position yourself as a trusted advisor or be respected? I'm just wondering or curious what it is that you actually are looking to gain.
I'm looking to actually have, I'm looking to be able to present myself with authenticity, be comfortable enough to ask for their business, to be in a position where I'm comfortable enough in what I have to offer them, that I'm not afraid to ask them to pay me for it. And up to this point, that's always something I've struggled with, is asking for money from people.
Right. And I felt that same way when I first started. It was kind of like I would go to get to the part where it's like, well, how much is it? And I'd cringe. I'd almost want to like say the words and take them right back out of the air. Like, it's, for the source of nothing. I didn't say anything. How about you, Rachel? What do you hope to gain? What's your take on these things?
I mean, same thing. I totally relate to what Kristen just said, like having that confidence and making the ask. And I had the similar struggles Ron had about pricing the ask. I know I have something extremely valuable to offer, and just being able to connect that with the confidence and then making the ask. Like, I've done so many MLM companies, it's unreal. I mean, I can just list them off, like over probably 10. And I just can never make the sales. So I can't do this. I don't like selling. I'm like also the queen of benevolence, which I have got to repent from. And like giving it away, because I love people, and I like everyone's my friend, and which is great on the one hand, but on the other hand, it's like, well, I can't charge my friend that much, right? And then I start to think, and I feel bad for taking so much money from them. But I know that, you're helping me realize that it's just an agreement. It's just an agreement. I'm going to do this for you, and this is what you're going to give me in exchange. And I'm actually giving you more value than what it's worth. And with that mindset, I'm able to. So I'm at that point, like, I'm ready to make that transition. So I'm hoping today to learn some valuable skills to be able to do that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.